Black all I keep around, look left and right and up and down. Black kings and black queens, let's start a city called Black Town. Black house with our president, all residents on black ground. Black soldiers all fully loaded, you'll never notice any back down.
Yo, what's going on, beautiful world? It's your boy Tunnel Vision K. Listen, we are at the 2023 Annual Alumni Summit. It's only day 2, so we actually have an opportunity to sit with some, I call them subject matter experts in their specific fields. And I know that there are some people that need to know what it took for you to get here. What are some of those obstacles? I'm a true believer people have to be able to see it, to believe it, to achieve it, right? And the purpose is like, yo, we need people to know it's some people that's our age doing some crazy dope things around the country.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying? What side are you from?
Yeah.
What industry are you in? What's some advice that you would give yourself when you were first getting into the industry? Or what's some advice you would give someone that's looking to get into their industry, into your industry? What is some advice you would give them? Right? Because I think that's super important because, yo, if I'm a young adult and I'm like, man, look, I'm coming out of college, or I didn't make it through college, or I'm coming out of high school, where do I even begin? Or, man, I want to be an entrepreneur, or I want to be whatever it is, where do I even start? And if you're in your industry right now and you're like, man, I wish I knew this 5 years ago because I would be so much farther. Like, just think about that. Think like, let's not think about the term podcast. Let's think about this as like, yo, there's somebody, and it's not going to be a million people, but there's somebody that's watching, and there could be a gym, or there's going to be a gym that somebody's going to say that literally can alter somebody's life. And it's that serious. So that's how serious I take it. So passing around, just say, hey, you're where you're from, what career, and just some quick advice. Cool? Cool. We're gonna do hot potato. Let's start with
Okay, you want hot potato me again. Okay, so boom, right? So again, my name is Afia. I already established that to most of y'all. All of y'all know me. For the most part, I'm Jamaican. So that basically give you a little bit of an advantage and a disadvantage, okay? So listen, Jamaicans, we come with a hungry mindset. And most people who are from like international countries and coming to the United States, they come in, they're hungry.
Why is that?
There's different work ethics. We're underserved. Number one, we're third world countries, and some of the countries are third world or not, don't have to be third world, but they have this hunger mindset of the United States is a better road, the opportunity heaven. This right could become brainwashed with, hey, the United States is a opportunity gateway. It's a heaven. Like, oh my God, when I go to the US, I'm gonna be opportunity galore. So I gotta take as much as I can get. So we come hungry, like trying to eat every plate that comes in front of us. We like, hey, how can I eat? Like, exactly, all the opportunities we're trying to take advantage of. So for the most part, I got in finance after finding out about Europe. So Tampa Bay class 3 Tampa Bay. Got in finance after Europe. I'm now in finance. So yeah, stay in your lane. Focus on yourself, and then making sure your mindset is right. Mindset is key, man. Like, if I could tell my younger self to basically focus on developing your self-esteem and how you want to brand yourself in anywhere you go. Because I used to have that imposter syndrome when you go to rooms and you're like, I don't belong here because I'm the only young black female
all the time.
in the room, especially in the finance industry. Yo, finance, I remember, okay, this is a story time, y'all. I'm gonna get into it. Hold on. So I remember when I went into a room once and that hit me. So I went into this room, and then the lady, it was a networking event, okay? The lady said to me, she's an older white woman with her older white man husband. And she said to me, why would I ever give you my money when why would I ever give you my money when you that young and you don't have that much experience in the industry? I was like, ma'am, hold up. Nobody ever tried me like that. Nobody ever tried. Never locked up. Listen, I mean, I guess that I didn't pull no weave, I didn't do none of that. So my thing was, I had to, from that moment, I went away from that experience. I was like, yo, I would never allow somebody to try me like that again. What made that lady ask that question was the way I showed up for myself. Not show up professionally. I didn't say, oh, her and racism. I didn't point fingers at something externally. I said, hey, Afia, what did you do to make somebody ask you such question? How did you brand yourself to have somebody say, hey, you look young, you're not experienced. What could you have said to rebuttal that and not go in victim mode? So then I had to look at a real good self-reflection. So I would tell her, hey, work on branding yourself in a certain way that you want to be recognized. That would be it.
And really quick, that brought me back to a mindset and my thought of my process of any time that, like if there's any time where if I've ever felt like someone didn't support me or something the right way, or I feel like they could have supported me different, or I always tell myself, I never want to be in a position where I need anything from someone. So one of the things that my mother taught me, and I run with this everywhere I go, appreciate everything, but don't expect anything. Right? That way you never feel you never feel disappointed in your friends that you call your friends. They could still be your friends because you don't expect them, but you're grateful for everything that they do. What did you do? Going back to what you said, what did I do to put myself, being self-accountable? Because you know how many you hear people like, yeah, and they didn't do this for me. No, but you put yourself in a position, right? Right? So man, so that just brought that point up, but that is so true. So yeah, so I'll bring it back to C from the Bay.
Yes.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm from the San Francisco, Oakland Bay area, and let me see. What I would tell my younger self, because I used to be really quiet, is to use your voice, because you never know who needs to hear what you're going through. You might be that person who is giving somebody else permission to do what they wanted to do. And the way that I'm kind of looking at that is like, I looked around, I was so quiet, and I had to get out of my shell. I got out of my shell by practice. Like, I had to put myself in uncomfortable positions all the time. I started working at like a casino and stuff like that. I had to tell everybody what to do. And then I started working at Year Up, doing every capacity, and I had to mentor people. And I can't mentor somebody and not follow my own advice. So I had to continue to like listen to myself, believe in myself, and also be who I needed. Because I was seeking like mentors and stuff like that. And I love that. And I still need that. And I look for my community and my village, but also I'm that person too. You know, I'm always going to be that person to stand up, hold myself accountable. So that's the number one thing when I wake up in the morning.
Hold yourself accountable.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I needed.
I love that. Accountable. I love it. Holding yourself accountable. I love it.
Cool.
Hot potato.
Hot potato.
Hot potato.
It's on me now.
Yeah.
So I'm Ebony from Atlanta. And I would say probably two things. The first thing I would say is never let
Sorry, I
somebody.
didn't mean to interrupt you. Can you say the industry that you're in? Because I think that's important too.
Sure. So I operate in the financial sector. I'm a senior consultant at Deloitte. Came right out of Europe, hopping into finance. Yeah. Now I'm gonna say this. Finance was not my career path, but it's definitely the way to go. Young ladies, if y'all hear me, yes. Right. Right.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, not just financial stability, but the knowledge that's in the financial
Yeah.
sector. The opportunities for people who look like me
There you go.
are growing, and they're actually looking for women to take a bigger part in the financial industry. So there's definitely opportunity there. And opportunity in the financial industry does not necessarily mean banking.
Right.
It does not necessarily mean client facing, endorsing somebody's check and handing in their stuff. Like, that's not what it means. There's definitely opportunity there. So if that seems like an area of interest, I would definitely look into that. But the first thing I would say, if I would talk to my younger self, would be never let somebody put you in a position to make you feel like you don't belong. Never let somebody make you feel like you're less than because of how old you are, the color of your skin, where you came from, your background, what you have, what you do not have.
Yeah.
And the way that you present yourself. I think that everyone is in different phases of their lives. And every opportunity, every experience is an ability to grow.
Yeah.
So that leads me to my next point, which would be to operate as a sponge. So as you matriculate through your career, of course, you're going to level up.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, dang, I'm doing it. I got the bag. I got the this. I got the that. I'm in my whip.
Yeah.
But it's levels to this.
Yeah.
And you have to stay humble. You have to be willing to learn and grow, and level up your mindset and your skills, as you
And I think that's big too. With leveling up, a lot of times that means changing your circle sometimes too.
Absolutely.
And I don't know about you guys, man, but when you level up, sometimes I think somebody said it day one, your circle gets smaller.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's a humbling thing. And you start, for me, there was a point where I doubted myself, or I had to second guess myself, like, damn, am I changing? Am I trying to fake? Right? Because I'm like, dang, but those are my homies but they don't see the same vision, and you can't, and it's not that they do it on purpose or intentionally. If you're not going the same path, they could inadvertently knock you off your course.
Yeah.
And you could love them to the moon and back.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're building financial stability, financial freedom, but also time freedom for ourselves. And I think that's big, and it's easier said than done to level up, but it's layers of leveling up too, of like, yo, your circle is real. Even if it's family sometimes, you know what I'm saying? You can't have anybody knock you off your path. If you got a goal that you're gonna get to, no matter what, you go get it. I always say no is just a delayed yes.
Yeah.
That's always been my mentality. Going through the Year Up program, going through life. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry, I get emotional and excited when I
Oh,
hear
that's a
stuff
whole
like that.
different. That's a whole different
That's a whole
conversation.
different. That's a whole
Yeah,
different
that's
episode, y'all. So stay tuned.
yeah.
I'm telling you. Yeah. So Ty, my guy Ty, man, go ahead. You got it.
Of course. So my name's Tywin. I'm from the Tampa Bay area as well. I'm in the cybersecurity field. We're working with JP Morgan Chase. So with that, with the advice I want to give, especially someone that was in my shoes like a couple years ago, is in that tunnel vision, in that tunnel, there's that path that you're creating, you're conducting, and you're the chauffeur as well. You're choosing who you bring into that little path, that cart with you onto that journey. And people have the ability to step off and step on, but you got to open the doors for that and being open and vulnerable to those people because they're riding that journey with you. You know what I'm saying? So like being able to witness them and for them to experience that journey because you're a part of their life as well. So be knowing that this is your path though. And that also means that you can also be within their tunnel journey or their tunnel vision. Exactly. So being able to know when you're a part of someone's and how you're going to support them too. Because it works both ways. Since this is much of a spiritual thing, right? You're on your tunnel vision, you're on your journey, and you're also in other people's journeys too. So knowing and understanding that on a spiritual level, it's so empowering. So the advice for me for myself is to really be acknowledgeable of those people and really know who's in that cart with you on your path, right? And know who steps off and who steps on. That's a big part too. But yeah, that's it for me.
So I'm Elisha. I am Year Up Philly Class 1.
Okay.
And then
What does that mean, class 1?
that's Class 1, meaning we started this.
You started. Okay.
We started this.
What year?
2014.
2014.
I graduated 2014.
Okay.
So I would say I'm in the health field.
Okay.
I'm not in IT. I'm not in business.
Okay.
I've done all kind of different things, but more so than what I would tell my younger self. I'm a mother now, so what I would tell my 7-year-old daughter is to do what you want, how you want. So I understand there's rules, there's regulations, there's guidelines. But for me, I feel like, when I graduated high school, I went practical. So I went to join the Navy. And I thought practical, if I go do this, I can make something for myself. And they turned me away. I was too shapely. I had tattoos. So that was a different spin. So that was their rules and their regulations. It shut me down.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what am I going to do? I was panicking, you know what I mean? So it was. So I ended up doing a whole nother thing and I got to do what I wanted to do, which is help the people. So I help other people learn what they want, what they need, out of themselves, what you're capable of. That's big for me. Like, so I definitely would say for my daughter, just be unapologetically you. You know what I mean? Like, and it's crazy because, like I said, I was too shapely. I don't say plus size. I got a body. I've always had a body. So if they didn't want it, that's cool. I'm gonna move on. You know what I'm saying? So I would say love everything about you, and be teachable. Obviously, you don't know everything, and just learn from yourself first, but pay attention to what goes on around you. Because even if it's someone doing something wrong, no, I don't want to do that. So you know what I'm saying? So they didn't do this to me, or I wasn't taught this. That's not an excuse to be mediocre. Feel me? So you know what I mean? Like I'm not a complacency type of person. And again, it's growth and pain. I done been through some things. I done seen some things. So I definitely would say just, be you and do you. Always.
I love it. My name again, Tunnel Vision K. When you hear the term tunnel vision, what's the first thing that you think about? And I'll just start with you.
Sure. So when I hear the term tunnel vision, first thought that comes to my mind immediately is focus. Focus, no distractions, kind of heads down, get into the grind. I know for me personally, that's how I pursue my personal educational endeavors and professional endeavors as well. It's just like focus. You got to have your blinders on.
It sounds like you had an opportunity to do that before.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
No doubt. Yeah, pass it on. Anybody else want to hop on? Yeah.
No, absolutely. For me, when I think about tunnel
Tunnel
vision,
vision, yeah.
I really think about one path. You're in a single tunnel, or it could be even a tunnel that splits off to different ends, but there's always going to be an end to it, or there's going to be a light to it
Yeah.
that's going to be a success. And that doesn't necessarily end there either. It's going to lead to another tunnel as well. You're going to take these different paths to kind of find where you want to be at the end of it, right? That's when I really think about when I see.
That's dope, though. I didn't think about when everybody says tunnel vision is like, that's not just because you get to the light. That's not the end. That's just a phase to the next step of the next chapter, which is a whole nother level of determination. And maybe you got to strategically map out another layer of like, what's my next level of success, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's like a living, breathing thing. It's always moving the goalpost for yourself.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Oh.
Tunnel vision. What does tunnel vision mean to you? When you first
So
hear it?
I'm gonna definitely say my lane.
Okay.
So I feel like obviously everybody got their own goals, everybody has their own definitions of things. For me, when I'm tunnel vision, when I'm focused, it's my lane. That's the only one that matters is my lane.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I love it. Short, sweet, and simple, and straight to the point. I love it.
When I think about tunnel vision, I think about silencing the noise and doing what you owe yourself to do. So whatever that is for you, just doing what you said you were going to do, because you're the only one that's going to benefit from it first. So just do what you tell yourself to do.
I love it. I love it.
So, they say save the best for last. Yes. I'm just kidding. So when I hear tunnel vision, I think about the similar things to Celicia, which is like, hey, the narrow focus, staying in your lane is one of the big things I see. Because a lot of people, TikTok has so much trends. You could go on TikTok for medications, for diagnosis, all of these stuff you could go on TikTok for. But if you're in your lane and knowing, hey, this is the end goal, as you mentioned, Kenny, and then you're like sticking to that same script of this is what I got to do. If somebody comes with their story, you're like, listen, this is my lane. So be Pam, so be Betty. Like that's her thing. This is me. Mind your business. I've heard that came up today. Mind your business. That's like tunnel vision for me. Exactly.
I love it. But listen, guys, so honestly, I mean, there's tons of things y'all could have been doing right now. I appreciate you guys taking the time out to talk to me and talk to the people and talking to somebody specifically to help them on their journey. I would just leave with this, and it's something that resonated while I was just listening to everyone. And it's something that I always tell myself is, to whom much is given, much is required. You understand? Y'all understand that? What you want, you're gonna have to put in that work. And I always call it the ugly grind, the grind that's not glorified, right? That's the stuff that, people don't want to talk about, them late nights or those, hey, everybody going to Miami this weekend. Hey, yeah, that ain't fitting in that's not fitting in my budget, but it's not fitting into my 6-month goal. You know what I'm saying? So I just appreciate it. Lastly, Tunnel Vision is a hub of resources for everyone. If you have any business, if you are an entrepreneur or you want to highlight something that you're doing, I'm going to pass it along, but I want you to, hey, highlight it. Use this time just to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Follow me on IG. If they want to follow you, maybe they want to purchase some of your products, or they just think that you dope and you want to follow you just to get some dope content. You feel me? So I'm going to pass it along. If you have anything, anybody want to share? Afia, of course, you got some.
Oh yeah, of course I got something to say. Come on now. Okay, so for the most part, so again, my thing is if you are in the industry or you're getting into the industry, maybe a Europe grad or not even a Europe grad, just want to learn anything a little bit more on finance, how to protect your wealth, how to grow your wealth, how to maximize your money, how to start from scratch and get to a certain level. I'll help you with the foundational work to get there. So reach out to me on LinkedIn specifically. My number is on Google. Oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing. You could just Google my name and you find my number. Like if I have any bad exes out there, they would just Google me and be like, "Oh, this is her new number." Oh my gosh,
your house and everything.
the whole thing. But yes, so you could Google me and find my number. So it's Afia Coombs is my first and last name. Same thing on LinkedIn. I don't have an Instagram. Don't ask me why in the comment section. And I do have a Facebook. So you could get me on Facebook also, but mainly LinkedIn and my phone number on Google. I'm not going to say here because just Google it. If you're interested, Google it.
Put the work in. Anybody else? We good? I think we good. Awesome. Listen, Tunnel Vision K, I appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you guys for being a part of it. And I'm going to give you guys links so you can follow on the YouTube channel. That way you can all, once it gets chopped up and laid down, you guys will have it, because you were dropping gems for your earliest for your daughter. So she got to see that, right? And y'all was just dropping some really dope gems. So I appreciate it. I love y'all, man. Y'all family for real. So y'all take care, be blessed. Until next time, let's go.
Black
Turn over
soldiers
the
all
cage. We
fully
gone.
loaded, you'll never notice any backing down. Black, 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 all I keep around. Look left and right, in, up and down. Black kings and black queens, let's start a city called Black Town. With a black house for our president. Residents on black ground. Black soldiers all fully loaded, you'll never notice any backing down. Black, 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 all I keep around. Look left and right, in, up and down. Black kings and black queens.